In this video we are going to analyse BBIG. So to get straight into it, what resistance levels are we looking at? And we can see we're currently sitting around $1.60 and this is up 38% as we're recording this video. And we can also see we've just come into the statistical mean on the 4 hour. What does this mean? Well, firstly, again, this is going to be a resistance level and one we're currently trying to test now. We did try and test it pre-market, but once we come into this area, this is usually where people try and trade it to. For example, if they were buying down at these lower deviations, this would have been a target. So you're going to see a lot of profits being locked in at this area. However, if we're able to break over it, meaning we kind of break over, come back, retest it as support, and as long as buying pressure steps in and we can keep pushing up, then we expect to push to that next resistance level. And where's that going to be? So we're going to have one at 228. However, I do want to note that is the closest statistical level or statistical deviation level, but we do have a gap fill happening around $2 at 195. So if you are holding the stock long, do be cautious of this level, because once this gap gets filled, you could expect quite a sharp pullback, and it's also paired with a psychological level being $2. So expect to pull back definitely at that level. Now, if we continue up and we want even further off targets, what are they going to be? Well, at 280 we have our first deviation resistance on the daily, and then at 305 we have our second deviation on the 4 hour. Then continue up even more, 380, 475, 460, 680 and $8.80. So these are going to be all our key resistances levels going up. The main focus as of right now is, can we hold this 150? If we can, we do expect a push to this $2. Once we come into this $2, again, do expect to pull back around this level. Doesn't mean it's going to completely end its move there, but we do definitely expect quite a large pullback at this level. And then again, the same thing we're always looking for. Can it break over this level, come back, retest it as support? If it can, then we expect a push to the next level. Now, what are going to be some support levels that we can look at on BBIG? Well, going into it more clearly, we can see there is a gap fill at 113. So again, this is going to always be a level. We always like these gap fills as levels because buying pressure tends to kick in once this gap fill, once the gaps are filled. Now we need targets going even lower. Well, we have those. We have one at 80 cents. And then we also have another one at around 72 cents or kind of 75 cents, as that is going to be our first deviation on the 4 hour. Now, coming into this level, we would expect strong support because, again, 52-week low, probably an all-time low. We do have our first statistical deviation, so that would be a strong support level. But if we go any lower than that, we don't really have too many targets, because you can see the second deviation and the first deviation on the daily have turned negative, and obviously we can't trade a stock when it goes negative. So really the only other level we can provide is 34 cents, which is our half deviation on the 4 hour. But again, whenever trading off half deviations, do be cautious. We tend to reduce size and or look for a bit more confirmation when trading off these levels, because they're just not as strong as these whole deviations. Now that is the breakdown on BBIG. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see another analysis video, why don't you check out this one here.